morning, I'm Officer Michael Hathaway with the Owensboro Police Department, and today I'm out here at the OPD firing range, and we're going to talk about firearms safety. We're going to cover a few basic points that we use when we're handling the firearms, and I'm also going to provide a little bit of information about safety when you store the firearm. Treat all firearms as if they were loaded. The trigger finger stays out of the trigger guard until the firearm is on target and the decision to fire has been made. Never point a firearm at anyone or anything unless circumstances exist that may require you to shoot. Be aware of your target, backstop, and beyond. We never want to place anything or anyone else in danger when we're firing at our target. So now that we've covered the basic safety tips of handling and firing the weapon, now we want to cover safety when you go to clean the weapon. Unfortunately, we do hear of accidents occurring when people are cleaning a weapon due to the fact that they did not unload the weapon. Again, remember safety rule number one, you want to consider all weapons as if they're loaded. So I've got a couple of examples here. One's a revolver and one's a semi-automatic weapon, and I've got my cleaning station set up here, and I'm going to clean these weapons. First thing is to unload the weapons. So with the revolver, I would simply open up the cylinder, keeping the weapon pointed in a safe direction at all times, and then visually inspect to make sure I do not have this weapon loaded. And as you can see here, there is no ammunition in the weapon, barrel or cylinder. So that would be ready to be taken down and cleaned. With the semi-automatic weapon, this is where we see a lot of the accidents occurring, because if I have a round chambered in the weapon and I drop the magazine from the weapon, some people think the weapon's now unloaded. So again, remove all ammunition from your cleaning area. Make sure I have no access to that ammunition. And then keep in mind I still have a round in my chamber, possibly, correct? So by moving the slide, I discharge this round safely. And again, remove this from my cleaning area so that I have no ammunition near me. And then I want to visually inspect this weapon. So I'm going to lock the slide to the rear and then visually inspect the barrel and the weapon to make sure I have no ammunition inside this weapon. And at this point, I can safely continue to break down the weapons for my cleaning. So now that we've finished cleaning the weapons, we want to safely store them as well. And one way that we can give to the public here at the Owensboro Police Department is through a national program called Project Child Safe. Again, it's a national program that they provide free gun locks to the public. We have these available to you in the Owensboro Police Department front lobby. And so we're going to show you how we're going to go ahead and use this gun lock to properly and safely store the firearm. So you open up the package, it comes with one gun lock and two keys for that lock. Open up the lock. Now with the revolver, again, visually inspecting that I have no ammunition in the weapon, I would simply take the gun lock, place it down through where the cylinder would go, secure this lock, and that way the cylinder cannot be closed to fire the weapon. So that's one way. And then with your semi-automatic weapon, again, handling the weapon as if it's loaded, verify that there's no ammunition in here. I have the slide locked to the rear. And in that condition, simply take the lock, run it down through, secure the lock, and now that slide cannot be released forward to fire the weapon. And as always, you want to keep the keys where you know where they are, but where children can't have access to them, or those that may enter your home. Okay, so as I get ready to fire my weapon, I always want to keep in mind the safety tips that we've covered. I assume that this weapon is loaded. I always keep my trigger finger away from the trigger and out of the trigger guard until I am ready to fire the weapon. I never want to point my weapon at anyone or anything until I'm ready to fire that weapon. And then secondly, I need to know what my target is, what kind of backstop I have, and what's beyond this backstop so that I can use this weapon safely. So with these tips in mind, you too can use your firearm in a safe manner.